Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Boochie.
Oh, gosh.
What's going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. You want a pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Pudgy, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
And welcome, Antman, to Talkin Baloney, our special guest.
I haven't heard the new intro.
Oh, man. Jim Deezy cracks up every week when he hears that.
You can't throw that at me and then expect me to come on without laughing.
Well, welcome to the show. You're filling in this week.
I am.
Jim Deezy is on vacation.
Or,
so they say. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, perhaps the wife finally got sick of him and he's, underground maybe.
Somehow I actually picture him going on vacation underground, so maybe we're both right.
Okay, yeah, fair assumption.
So this week, since Jim Deezy isn't here, I thought what better time to talk about all the things Jim Deezy hates, mainly and mostly science fiction.
Yep. I think that's a good way to get the ball rolling. I also think, Joe, that this would be an excellent opportunity for you to school me on a little bit of sci-fi stuff, because I'm not the biggest fan, but I certainly don't have an aversion to it like my cousin. I guess we'll call him my cousin.
Yeah. And I did want to point out the last time you were on, he kept calling you Cuz Man.
Yeah.
And we previously agreed your name was Antman.
Yeah. I mean,
I know, no big deal to you, but I had to make like a special graphic because it was very confusing.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the caliber of people you're working with here, Joe.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Jim Deezy, his aversion to science fiction seems to come down to a believability factor.
Okay.
I don't know that he can buy into what he sees if it's not, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Again, just consider the caliber of people you're dealing with here. But isn't that why you watch movies? I mean, part of at least 50% of the reason you watch movies is because it's not part of your real life. It's not part of your world.
That's right.
That is why you watch movies.
It takes you to another place.
I'm so mad right now. Yeah, man. Whoops. Yeah, it's supposed to be a cathartic experience. It's entertainment.
And Star Wars is kind of the king of science fiction.
Sure.
Jim won't give it a shot.
Not even the originals?
I think he said he saw one of them once. And Mad Dog and I did make him watch Rogue One, as well as one episode of The Mandalorian a couple years ago.
Okay, so Mandalorian, for one, you could put that in any universe, any. It's an excellent show.
Yeah, that's just a great show, period.
That's an excellent show, and I have it on my watch list. The what's the new thing that just came out?
The Bad Batch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally want to watch that, and I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, I haven't started that yet either, but I've heard good things.
I will say, it really pisses me off when I hear someone say that Star Wars is an intergalactic love story.
Who the heck said that?
I've had a few people say, like, I don't like Star Wars because it's just like a space romance. And I'm like, what'd you watch, 7 minutes of it?
The part where Luke kisses Leia, and then it turns out they're brother and sister. Is that the part?
I'm guessing. I'm guessing they watched. I'm guessing they watched something like the Colbert Report or the Daily Show, and watched it and was like, oh yeah, they said it was this, so I don't need to watch it, and I'm just going to assume it's that.
I see.
Because if you believe that Star Wars was a romance in any way, you are an idiot.
Well said.
I got no other words for it. You're a moron.
So what is your take on Star Wars? Bottom line.
So I will admit that I am not a giant Star Wars fan. But it is undeniably good, great filmmaking. That when I watched the making of it, or the biographies or the shorts on how it was made, how George Lucas, really took a crazy idea that he had and turned it into what it was without the computer technology abilities being there, and he was still able to accomplish what he did, which still to this day holds up like a computer animated movie. It is simply magic.
And a lot of people don't realize he invented a lot of the camera techniques. The Industrial Light and Magic, one of the biggest houses, was his creation. Because to make Star Wars, he had to create the equipment to even do what he wanted to do. Yeah,
the rigs, the motion cams, all that stuff. And it was also really awesome to find out. I'm a huge Pixar guy.
Mm-hmm.
To find out that the guys who started Pixar, at least two of them that I think I'm correct about that, but they came from Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
That was awesome to me. If there is I don't know if you've seen the documentary. It's called A Pixar Story.
I have not seen it, no.
You should watch it tonight. It is.
All right.
It is equal parts inspiring. Like, it makes me want to do something better with my life. Right? Like, as I'm sketching a G.I. Joe on a piece of paper, it makes me go, I can do way better than this. Like,
you're on Talkin Baloney, so I mean the bar is already pretty high.
Absolutely. Just out of curiosity, have you gotten your plaque there from YouTube? The what is it? The silver play button, or the have you gotten that yet?
What do you think of Star Trek? No, Star Trek is probably the second biggest science fiction franchise. I understand Star Wars is probably way more popular because it's $1 billion film industry, but Star Trek.
I will say it very much irritates me when people confuse the two, Star Wars and Star Trek. And I'm 100% sure that over the course of this podcast, I am absolutely going to use the wrong words for the other one. I've already almost caught myself doing it twice, and we've been on air for, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you're not a big Star Trek guy, is what I'm hearing.
I'm not. And this is where I rely on better people like yourself to teach me, because I have tried to watch it. The first 4 or 5 episodes, my wife and I actually have tried to watch it on 2 or 3 occasions, and I just can't do it.
What did your wife think? Same thing?
Yes, she watches movies TV shows, whatever. She watches them on a whole different level than I do. She's able to find. I'm always looking for something that is that like movie moment or that magical thing that happens when you're watching something that kind of sucks you into it. where she doesn't need that for it to satisfy her. She just watches something at base value, finds a story in it. She either likes it or doesn't. And I'm always like trying to find something more. So she calls me a huge snob whenever we're watching anything.
Huge snob is a great segue for Star Trek, because most Star Trek fans are very into it.
Yes. And I want to be part of that. I don't want to be a Trekkie. Like, that's not going to happen. Okay. But I want to be part of that. I want to be able to have that conversation with people that when they tell me that they love Star Trek, I want to be like, yup, me too. And I have to say the same 3 sentences every time someone says it to me. Please explain to me why, because I can't do it.
I think the key is to start with the Star Trek movies from the 80s.
Okay.
I feel like the TV show, the original from the 60s, is too specific to the 1960s.
To the time.
Yeah, the effects.
And the culture and the society of that time. I've always kind of theorized that maybe that was the case. That, an interracial kiss does not affect me. You see it all the time now.
Right.
So I know that was like the moment in Star Trek where everybody went, oh my God, this is it. But maybe I'm not watching Star Trek in the right mindset either. Right? Well, maybe I'm watching it as trying to find the movie magic, where maybe I should be watching it more as like a ongoing soap opera-ish story.
I wouldn't say that, no.
Okay.
I think the 60s show was groundbreaking, and I think you will find a lot of their stories are bigger than just a science fiction TV show. Okay. But it's done in the style of a 1960s TV show. Mm-hmm. So the acting, the direction, it's all very out of date for today's audiences.
Yeah, but that stuff never really bothered me, though. I can watch shitty movies and still find the beauty in them. Sorry, where's the RAR button? RAR. There it is. I can watch terrible horror movies. I can watch Jimmy Stewart, terrible actor by today's standards. Like, just overacts the hell out of everything, talks way too fast, and is very like his voice isn't exactly No,
hold on a minute there.
Dude, he's one of my favorite actors. I will watch any Jimmy Stewart movie ever. But if you try to really be like, oh, that dude's a good actor.
See, yeah, that's a different style, though.
Yeah, yes, it is. And I wonder if that's what puts me off about it, a lot of the stuff.
Right. And that's what I'm saying with Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's a different style. But do you watch Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 3, Search for Spock, Star Trek 4, A Voyage Home? Those 3 movies combine a nice little trilogy that gives you action, adventure, space battles, great music.
So you are actually the first person who has ever told me, out of all of the people who I've spoken to about Star Trek, which is about 10, right? Like, give or take. Nobody has ever said, like, watch those movies. Everyone's like, well, if you're not from the 60s or the 70s, you just won't get it. And maybe that's why, damn it, it was those 10 people. That's why I gave up on Star Trek, because they gave up on me.
Exactly.
Yup.
So I'm saying watch those movies, then watch Next Generation, the TV show.
So is that?
It's really good.
Is that what? Wait, hold on. Next Generation. That was what, 80s?
Yeah, it started in, let's say, 87.
Is that Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's really good, but again, the first 2 seasons are kind of iffy.
Okay.
And then the show really takes off. Really good show.
All right. Yeah, I vaguely recall watching a few Star Trek things with Patrick Stewart in them back in the day. I could never give you any info on them, but I remember watching a few of those.
All right, let's move on to another franchise in science fiction. How about Jurassic Park?
Love Jurassic Park.
You got to, right?
How can you not? If you don't love if you don't find fun in a dinosaur movie, you're living your life wrong.
So I'm pretty sure Jim Deezy's living his life wrong because I don't think he bought into it.
I don't know how you can't like a Jurassic Park movie, especially him. Like,
yeah,
it has action. It has, well, baseline. It's magic. Again, the ability to make that on screen that long ago is insane.
Yeah.
That movie, if you can watch a movie 30 years later and you don't know if it came out last month, if you can't find appreciation in that, or if you can't sit down and say, I should watch this movie, then you're not doing it right.
And it is getting to be like 30 years since Jurassic Park.
That is so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, I watched it 5 to 6 years ago at the drive-in, Jurassic Park 1 and 2. So you cannot tell me if they are screening something 25 years, 30 years later, you cannot tell me it's a terrible movie. I reject Jim Deezy.
And so does most of our audience. But how about Planet of the Apes?
I'm not a fan, bro.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a fan. The original, yes. The one I saw with Mark Wahlberg, Jesus Christmas, no. No.
Yeah. So, obviously, we've talked about Mark Wahlberg on the show way too much.
I've never spoken about Mark Wahlberg on this show, I don't think.
I guess you're not on enough because we talk about him way too much.
Yeah, I know you guys did the... I just
Donnie?
saw something a little bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
So Planet of the Apes, the original, is an all-time classic.
Yes.
The ending with the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
It's not just a science fiction classic. It's like a cinema classic, like movie history.
Yeah, I agree. And so far, that was not at all the ending I was expecting to see.
Yeah, it was shocking to audiences.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an ending that's credited to Rod Serling, the creator of Twilight Zone. And I don't know if you knew this, he's from Vestal, New York, right in our backyard.
I did know that. You may have been the one to tell me that, but it was mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-blowing to me. One, I didn't know who the hell that guy was before 10 years ago.
Really?
No. I'd say 15 years ago probably, but I never watched Twilight Zone. Maybe I'd see an episode way back in the day. I always was like, that dude's got a good voice. Never really thought much about it. After watching Twilight Zone for the first time through, immediately I was like, oh no, that's over? Like that was it. I need more of that.
So you're a huge fan of the Twilight Zone, safe to say.
Very big fan of Twilight Zone, yes. Probably watched it all the way through 3 or 4 times.
Now, have you watched the remakes?
I have not.
Okay.
Wait a second. Hold on. The remakes just from this past year?
Yeah, there was a Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele producing.
Yes. The first one that came out I saw, where somebody, it could have been him, I don't know. Okay, there was an episode where he was a comedian and boy, I'm totally drawing a blank on this. It was excellent.
You did like it?
I did. Yeah, whatever it was that I saw, but it was on I don't know, Peacock, whatever it's shown on.
It's Paramount Plus now. It was CBS All Access when it came out.
Yeah, and I didn't have that, and I wasn't going to pay for that.
Yeah. Also, why I haven't seen it.
Oh, so you haven't seen any?
No, I heard it was decent.
Okay, so what the episode that I saw was great.
Okay.
It was very good. But I didn't see anything more than that.
That kind of grinded everything to a halt. But how about some quick takes on like The Predator, Aliens, Terminator?
For me, the standout of that would have been Alien, out of the three that you mentioned.
Okay.
But I guess I wouldn't have really placed Alien in the sci-fi realm as much as I would have placed that into the thriller realm, which is probably why I liked it more.
You liked it more because you convinced yourself it wasn't science fiction.
Yeah, I mean, I guess probably. I hate to say that. I really don't want to. Totally go all Jim Deezy on the sci-fi situation. But I've always been a fan. I always had been a fan of thrillers and horror movies when I was younger. So
does hearing like sci-fi attached to something make you less interested?
I would maybe.
Really?
Maybe at first blush, I would be like, I'm probably not going to be into it. But I definitely am able to give any terrible movie, any good movie, any B-rate, C-reel movie a chance. I've watched some really stinkers of movies and actually come out enjoying them somehow in the end. So,
all right.
I mean, I will not jump on the whole Ed Wood plan, whatever, from outer space, whatever that is.
Plan 9?
Yeah. That was trash. That whole...
Yeah.
No. And I'm not going to sit there and pretend like everybody does that there's some... Is there a cult following for it? Sure. Should there be? Absolutely not. No. Sorry.
Well, I think you even said this. Some things are so bad that they're good.
Yeah. Sure.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Like Adam Sandler movies are so bad they're good.
Yeah. They're bad.
They're bad. They're bad. I mean, but I'll watch 50 First Dates, man. It's a feel-good movie.
Well, that's one of his good ones, but tell me about Little Nicky or the...
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
The Zuhan one.
Oh, Zohan. Don't mess with the... Okay, first of all, the title's garbage.
Yeah.
Who
I can't even say it.
Yeah, who decided that was a good title for any movie? Little Nicky, my wife genuinely likes Little Nicky.
Oh, no.
And between me, you, and the nation, I respect her a little less because of it.
Same here.
Don't tell her.
She'll probably get bombarded with messages now.
I hope not, because then we'll be in the doghouse so deep.
All right, well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of Jim Deezy's biggest problems that he has, namely Batman.
Or the size of his head.
Well, that's our problem.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Sounds good.
So, first ever commercial. Ready,
Hey,
Melly
how about
Mel's?
that? Yeah.
Huh? What are we giving away today? What are we giving away? What are we selling?
We're selling. So those of you that can see my shirt on YouTube, we're offering a sale. 30% off merchandise from the Talkin Baloney store. Handmade by yours truly. So this nice baseball shirt that I have is something that you can purchase at the store. You can buy one of those nice thermal mugs,
Hats,
a regular
coffee mugs,
mug,
whatever you want.
a
We got
hat, whatever. Yeah, so code SUMMER 2021 will get you 30% off in the Talkin Baloney store.
Act now. We're overstocked. We need to get rid of some of this merchandise. We got
Yeah, we
bills to
do.
pay. Buy something.
Bills
And
to
that
pay.
code again is SUMMER 2021.
That's right.
Order today.
30% off.
We are back on Talkin Baloney with the Antman, filling in for Jim Deezy.
Now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes.
Yeah, this is what the show is really all about, because pretty much from day one, there's been a few things that Jim Deezy just can't get past.
This is unforgivable.
Yeah, I don't know where this comes from, but he has a huge gripe with Batman.
It wasn't until, 5 episodes ago that I knew he had an issue with Batman. When you guys asked me to come on the one show, the last one I did, I think it was in March, someone had mentioned, I don't know if it was on the air or off, but someone had mentioned that he does not like Batman, and I instantly felt rage, I think.
That's a common reaction.
I don't know how you could not like Batman. As a human, first off, but as a man, as a boy, as a man, as anything that has testosterone on any level, if you did not dream of becoming Batman, then, dude, just go jump rope in the alley. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it all comes down to, in his opinion, Batman is just a rich guy with toys and not a superhero.
So what?
How can he not be a superhero?
Yeah.
He's in the Justice League.
Yeah. Whether your super abilities are bought and paid for, or whether you got hit by a gamma ray, the fact that you can go out and kick ass is just that. It's kick ass. Oh.
Now, how about the Batman movies?
Well, which ones?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a long list.
So Christopher Nolan, the Batman movies.
Absolutely.
All-time best.
Absolutely. I don't even know. Listen, my buddy Robbie was a movie guy, movie maker, movie producer for a while. He was big into it, like would buy all the box sets. And then when the next box set came out that had the special edition, who knows, Bat, whatever in it, he would buy that one. And then he'd buy the Blu-ray and the this and the that. And I never really got it. And holy hell, after watching the second one, I think it was the second one.
With Heath Ledger?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy God, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, such a good movie.
And those, again, that's a case where those movies are really good movies, whether they're Batman or not. It's
yeah, you could put you could put that in any world, and that's a good movie for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even, did you have the same problems with the Bane character as all the fanboys, all the weird movie guys did? No, I didn't either. I did find it a little hard to understand what he was saying for the first, like, to their credit, for the first 20 minutes of the movie. I had a really hard time understanding what he said, what he was saying. But then, I don't know, my mind switched to understand it.
I loved his voice. I thought it was such a unique way to do it.
Yeah, how did they do it? Do you know?
It was mostly his accent.
It was just his accent?
I mean, he was going through a filter, but
I had heard that they had to redub all of his audio because he was either too much accent, or there was something wrong with the, obviously you could speak to something more like that, but there was an audio issue that they had to redub everything. I
think that was a rumor.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a lot of criticism about his voice, and a lot of people were saying that he couldn't understand him. Yeah. But I don't think they ever did any redubbing. No.
I thought that was really unfair to, if you're going to throw out the content of all the movie because someone has a bad accent or whatever. Like I said, I mean, I'm a pretty a very open-minded individual about a lot of things, but if I could understand it, even with the the difficulty in the beginning, if my brain switched on that accent understander, it was a good movie, man. It was such a good movie.
All right, so another one of Jim's problems is Harry Potter. What is your take on that?
So, we, my wife and my family, my daughter and everybody, we watched Harry Potter. I was like, this is dorky, right? I don't want to watch it, but I will say that after the second movie, I was in.
Yeah?
I feel like we need to go back to the Batman thing before this is over, right? Okay.
Okay.
No, not right now. Not right now.
All right.
But we need to go back to that. I don't feel like I was hard enough on
Jim Deezy?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you can make up for it here by going after him for Harry Potter. So he was actually challenged on this show to watch every movie in Harry Potter.
Okay.
He watched the first one and quit.
That's terribly unfair.
Yeah, he judged the entire series and never gave it a shot.
I wish I could remember what the name of the movie was, but you want to talk about just like, okay, so I kind of enjoy like the mythical, I don't know, what would you even call that, fantasy movie genre?
Yeah, I'd call it fantasy.
Okay. I bet you he has seen a movie that I think came out in the 80s. It was called, like, Dragon Slayer. or something terrible. Dragon Slayer. And it's this overly jacked, greased-up Fabio blonde-haired guy running around doing the worst impression of a knight or whatever you would want to say ever.
Yeah.
The movie was total hot garbage, and I guarantee you he watched that movie back in the 80s and totally was on board with that movie. I bet you. I'm going to challenge him to tell the truth, whether he's seen that movie on air right here in the nation. I'm going to do it.
You know, he also has admitted on the show that he loves the Tom Cruise fantasy movie Legend. So like I was saying, the movie Legend that Tom Cruise made. Hold
up. I'm sorry, folks. Quick break. I need to look up what this is. I've never heard of this.
I might be able to help you here if you check out your screen.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie a oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie a 38%. This was directed by Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got Tim Curry in it.
Tim Curry as the devil-looking dude.
Oh God. Oh God. I can't. No way.
Yeah. So
No
for
way.
a guy to like that movie, but then look at Harry Potter and say, "Oh, it's too much."
I can see. I'm gonna say this and regret it. I can give him a little credit and a little pass on not being able to immediately buy into the Harry Potter thing. Because I did the same thing. I wasn't an outspoken dink about it. But it took me a long time. Like I said, we just watched this movie with my kid probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, once I got done with the first movie, I was like, we're going to start the second one tonight, right? And then the next day it was like, we got to get through this next one and the next one, and we got to keep rocking because they're good movies.
Yeah, and maybe it helped you because you were watching with a kid who was like really into it.
So no. No? It took her a while to get into it too. I was the nerd in that one.
Okay.
I was definitely the one geeking out on that one. And right afterwards, we rolled straight into Lord of the Rings.
Where I was going next.
Oh, really? Okay, so we went hard into those movies, man. We even threw in like some oddballs, like what was it, BFG?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Steven Spielberg movie.
Yep, we watched that one. We watched Big Fish.
Yeah,
And,
Tim Burton.
Yeah, like a bunch of really like, because I don't think anybody other than me was into totally binge watching all this. You know, like Lord of the Rings, if you watch it start to finish, you've just invested 4 months into your life, like 4 months of your life into watching these movies. If you can't sit down and watch a movie, like if not everybody has 3 hours to watch a movie at a time. If you want to dole this out over a week, you're in it, like for a while.
Did you watch all the Lord of the Rings and the 3 Hobbit movies as well, or did you stick to the Lord of the Rings?
No, we got into the Hobbit movies. I don't know if we got through all 3 of them. I know we at least watched the first one.
Okay.
I think we watched them all through, all the way.
Wow.
Yeah. And what is the monsters? Oh God, this one's gonna escape me too.
The Fantastic Beasts.
Yes. So what? That is.
That's like a prequel of Harry Potter, right?
Okay. We watched all of those as well.
So you're all in on this.
Oh, we were, yeah. I mean, as of like right now, could I say I'm a huge Harry Potter fan? I could not. And I could not say I'm a huge Fantastic Beasts fan. But damn it, those are good movies. And when you're watching them, if you're not enjoying yourself, just take your ass over to Dunkin' Donuts, get yourself an extra large with 97 sugars, okay? And just go. Just go.
So, yeah, it makes no sense that he won't give these movies a shot, right?
It doesn't. No, not at all. Not at all. And I'm so disturbed. I'm so disturbed that I did not know any of this stuff until recently.
That you grew up not really being into those movies.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say something that is going to piss off many of the people of your generation, Joe.
Oh.
Top Gun is not a great movie. Top Gun is a good movie. Okay?
Yeah, so if Jim was here, he'd be upset, but I was never a big Top Gun fan.
He'd probably start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top
last
Gun
time he was on the show, he was wearing his Top Gun shirt.
Sure. The Top Gun is a good movie. It is not an amazing movie. It is not a cinematic masterpiece.
No.
I'm glad Goose smashed his head on the cockpit. That's where I'm at on it, because other than that, and other than admiring, Val Kilmer's hair, okay, amongst other things, he was a rippling sex pot at that time. What were you talking about? Sorry. Got a little off track. That was just a good movie. That's it. And when Goose died, that was 50% of the reason that movie was good. Okay. Not because I hated Goose, but because the movie was a damn drag up until that point, and it was just entertainment. It was just something to watch. Yeah. When you're watching something like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or something like that, you know that you are watching an amazing cinematic piece of work.
Sure. Top Gun is like a classic popcorn movie.
Yes.
It's great entertainment, but it's not going to like change your life in any way. Yes, you might actually change your life if you see like Lord of the Rings. There are people who get really into it.
Yeah, so I can think of 3 movies that have actually changed my life. And,
go for it.
Oh, God. All right. So here we go.
Number 1.
Number 1, first movie that changed my life. the where I realized that I could definitely get into this movie thing that people get into, right?
Yeah.
First one that changed my life was What Dreams May Come.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
Okay. I just had it queued up in case you said something that was ridiculous. And then you said What Dreams May Come. And I
Calvin
did
Cocoa
that.
Pop.
I don't think that's an amazing movie. I thought it was a very creative movie, and when I was done with it, I was like, damn, like that was something, right?
Yeah.
The other one that really hit me was God, I don't even, it's weird to even admit this, but I was drunk at my parents' house, like super drunk at like 2 a.m, and I turned on the movie About Schmidt.
Oh, great movie.
Holy God.
Yeah.
Like,
Now we're talking.
oh my God, when that movie ended, I was like, I shouldn't drink anymore. I should stop going to bars. I
Yeah.
should stop spending my money on frivolous things, and I should be a better individual.
So that I can get. That makes sense.
Yeah, man, that movie changed me. So I'm gonna defend my position a little bit on the
What Dreams May Come.
yes, 2 scenes from that movie where I thought it was one of the most creative things I had ever seen. I had never thought of like heaven, quote unquote, as being whatever you want it to be or whatever fits your story, right? And when he, boy, I don't even remember how it happened, but when he like was all of a sudden in a painting, like the painted world,
Yeah.
right? And he was in the water and everything was oil paints.
Yeah.
That was mind-blowing to me. And the other part of the movie where I feel like I'm going to defend myself on a little bit was when he was walking through like all the faces in the, whatever you'd want to call it, like the moat
Yeah.
or whatever. And then when he found his wife and she was like, yeah, I don't know you, bro. This is where I'm going to be at. I was like, oh my Lord, that is heart wrenching. I'm going to say, I'm going to defend that movie.
No, that's all right. You're perfectly entitled to defend that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't buy it.
Yeah. No, listen, I feel like I had to have been at a very vulnerable,
Possibly.
place. Yeah.
I feel like that's a movie a lot of people who are taking Philosophy 101 like
Sure.
really get into that movie, and it's like, this is the movie that means so much.
Yeah, no, so I never took it at that. I never took it as that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, no, I just took it as a very like it was a very beautiful movie.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That was it was a weird experience for me too. I was not expecting to be taken off guard by that movie.
So your 3 were Val Kilmer, shirtless,
No.
What Dreams May Come, and About Schmidt. Okay,
No,
we've got that settled.
We're not putting Val Kilmer in that. In
Okay.
any movie ever. Although I did like Val Kilmer in the movie The Saint. Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
That was
it was okay.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the hell was my third movie? Because I totally forgot at this point. I'm totally spacing on the third movie that changed my life, right? That's pretty sad.
Obviously, its impact was profound.
Yeah, it was big. No, Jesus, can't even. Oh, because it wasn't a good movie. But this was a movie that I watched during a very vulnerable time. Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay, that's Jamie Foxx.
Yes. So it was the first movie I ever saw Gerard Butler in. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
Gerard.
Gerard? Gerald?
Gerard.
What the hell's his name?
Gerard.
Gerard. So it's the first movie I ever saw him in. Stumbled upon Law-Abiding Citizen. Me and Jim Deezy watched this movie together at his house, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I had court the next morning.
Okay.
I walked out of his house that night and went, I got to go to court in 2 hours. I'm going to light some shit up. Like something's going to blow up. It was a very visceral experience.
Okay.
Yep.
You ever see the movie Falling Down? Michael Douglas?
No.
Okay. It's probably a good thing you didn't see that at 3 a.m.
Is that the same kind of situation?
Well, Michael Douglas goes on a rampage and, like, starts just terrorizing L.A. because he had a bad day.
Just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is that a semi-recent movie?
Probably 20 years ago now.
Oh, no. No, I must be thinking of something else. But I'm telling you, man, the reaction I had to that movie, when I walked into court that day, I was like, I'm not going to lose.
Okay.
Like, I used to get so nervous going to court. And that day I just walked in with like a whole different confidence, and that has never left me.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the most praise that movie has ever garnered.
I'm pretty sure, because like I said, I didn't find it to be a great movie, but it definitely had an impact on me.
That's a classic right place, right time.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It is the same reaction, but opposite, as to why to this day I will still say that the movie Return to Oz is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
It had to have been the place and the mindset that I had watching that movie.
Wow. So we've learned so much today.
Yeah, that Val Kilmer thing, I was wondering if you could maybe just chop that out a little bit.
No. I'll probably put that up as a internet exclusive.
That's the bumper?
Yeah. You wanted to say more about Batman before we go.
Yeah, I do. I made a list, Joe.
Oh, thank God.
I made a list. These are... I will never forgive Jim Deezy for not liking Batman. I actually, at this point in time, after finding that out, I dislike my cousin at this moment more than I dislike mayonnaise. And that's a major thing. I really dislike mayonnaise. But here are my 5 reasons why Jim Deezy will not ever be a good Batman. And this is maybe why he cannot relate or appreciate Batman.
All right, to sell the premise, this is a top 5 of why Jim Deezy could not be Batman.
Correct.
All right.
2 of them are based on wardrobe malfunctions. Number one, Jim Deezy is fiscally irresponsible, and there's no way he could be Batman because of that. He would never have any room in the Batarang budget because he would have had to buy the last 6 cell phones that came out, including the Samsung Galaxy S2000 XL 400. At probably a cool price tag of like $20,000. He would still buy that instead of restocking his Batarangs.
And then he would trade it in a week later for the next phone.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Reason number 2. The prerequisites just are not there. They're just not there. I watched him go down in the most pathetic, saddest way, pulling a hamstring during the Thanksgiving football game. The prerequisites just are not there, lacking in a major, major way. Number 3, his priorities are straight trash. Unless the Joker's master plan was to bankrupt Dunkin' Donuts. Deezy don't care. And I'm 100% prepared to start making T-shirts that say Deezy don't care from this point on.
And we will sell them at talkinbaloney.com.
Excellent. I give you full permission to use that. Deezy don't care.
Love it.
Okay. All right. The wardrobe malfunctions. Batman's uniform would suck and be far less intimidating in Giants blue and red. Because you know darn well that Deezy could not wear an all black outfit. It would have to have a Giants logo on it somewhere.
Yeah.
And finally, a wardrobe malfunction that I'm sure everybody could agree with. I expect you to jump on board with this. Joe, there's no way in hell his pants would not fall down mid-fight.
All right.
He would just be that guy. In the middle of the fight, pants falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman has a utility belt, but it's not a miracle worker.
It is not a miracle worker. Also, did Batman's grappling hook have a name? Was it a bat rope? Was it a battling gun? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. I would love to marvel at seeing Jim Deezy drop down from some height from a grappling hook upside down and snatch somebody up with him. I would love to see him hang upside down by a grappling hook rope. I don't foresee that happening. He's pretty gravitationally challenged.
Yeah. And snatching someone up, I don't see. Maybe he could snatch up a slice of Virginia ham from Waffle House, but...
Or donut.
Okay,
this is it. So we just added another layer to this. The donuts... when we have the donuts attacking him, he has to be in a Batman costume.
This is taking on epic proportions.
It is. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, thanks, Antman, for filling in.
I appreciate it. I'm going to go hit a punching bag for a while now because I feel that that's the only healthy way to take out this aggression I have over Deezy's disdain for Batman.
Or maybe you could watch What Dreams May Come, and that'll just lull you into a nice piece.
It totally may open his eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, though.
Okay, so just to
reiterate
this.
Yeah.
That Val Kilmer thing, we can't get rid of that.
No.
Okay.
I checked with the legal. They said we got to keep it in.
Okay. All right.
They said very, very important. They said
that's a very important detail.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I stand by it.
You have to now.
I got to own it, man.
There's a good chance that stuff on the internet, no one ever finds it or discovers it. I mean, right? You never hear stories about that coming back to haunt someone.
About old AJ in the banana hammock on YouTube. that didn't happen.
No. And I probably won't show a clip of it right now.
You may get defunded.
All right, Antman. Thanks
brother,
again.
I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah. See you down the road.
All right, man. Take care.